If you're in the mood for some magic in the kitchen, today is your day. I am making Keto Magic Cookies. Welcome back to Keto Over 50. I'm RJ. Let's get started right away. This is going to be so exciting. I wanted a new cookie. I eat the same cookies all the time, my peanut butter with chocolate chip cookies. But this looks so exciting and they're big. I'm going to make them in a muffin cup. And here we go. And I'll put the recipe down below and I'll also list the ingredients here. So oven's ready. So here we go. This is a mixture of melted butter and melted coconut oil. I almost forgot for a minute what the heck was in there. And 2 eggs. And we're just going to beat those up for starters. Are you having a good day? You ready for some magic? Oh. It would really help if I plugged it in. I've been set up here for hours. And every time I walked by it, I was like, you better remember to plug that in. Okay, that's funny. I can see the coconut oil separating from the butter. Then we need just a half a teaspoon of salt. I don't ever use all the salt I'm supposed to use. So that's a little, somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And some brown sweetener. You know it's going to be good when it's got the brown sweetener in it. And I'm using monk fruit and allulose combination that I order on Amazon, and I'll link that down below. This recipe is from the Kellie Kitchen, Kellie. And one of the things that shocked me when I was looking at it is there's no flour. Not bamboo flour, not almond flour, not coconut flour, nothing. And I was going to make these today. I have the big coconut chips, and I chopped up some of them, and I made some of them in my NutriBullet. And then I have toasted, chopped pecans. That's it. I just can't believe there's no flour in this. It's going to be interesting, huh? I think we're done mixing too. So I looked at the recipe 4 times. I thought, I've got to be missing something. There's got to be, but I guess the eggs hold it together, and the coconut, the nuts, everything. Look at this. And you know my favorite, one big bowl for everything. I have a silicone muffin pan, which is what the recipe calls for. And I was going to put it in my mini silicone muffin pan. And then I thought, well, I always prefer to make a recipe the way it's dictated in the beginning. So we're going to try that. I've seen these called cowboy cookies, keto cowboy cookies, keto magic cookies. So anyway, I'm going to have the recipe down below in the description. And anytime you have to separate something into so many parts, like 12 cups, and you want to just start by cutting it in half, and then in half again, and then that will be 3 in this case, half, 3. And the recipe said, put your silicone mold on a cookie sheet. And I have the kind, I love this, where they're framed with, I don't know, steel or something. They're harder. And I thought, I bet I don't need to put it on a cookie sheet. But because I follow recipes the right way, at least the first time, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a spoon, and we're going to kind of guesstimate this, and go like half and half, like I just explained. Math. I love math. Okay. So, and from that, we're going to go, it's going to be like 1/4. Did I get it everywhere? Okay. As usual, that's perfect. And I can see the egg looks a little runny in there. This should be very exciting. I've wanted them all day. I want to make sure each section gets enough chips and enough of the coconut. Okay. And it's also good when you start with this, put a little in. You can always add more if it turns out that you need more. I'm excited. This is very different from anything I've ever made. And they're supposed to look about like the height of like a peanut butter cup. So that's it. That is so simple. I love it. And I got most of them. I got them as even as I could. But I think they're going to taste a little bit more like candy than a cookie. I mean, just based on the ingredients. So it's going to go in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on it. My oven's been running a little hot lately, maybe because it's 109 degrees outside. So I'm going to put this in the oven and watch the magic happen. Woo! There we go. A lot has happened since the break, okay? I took the cookie sheet out from under it because they just weren't getting brown. They weren't looking done. They looked very wet. I looked at the recipe about 10 more times just to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong. And one of the things that Miss Kellie Kitchen said is let them cool for 20 minutes and then put them on a serving platter with a paper towel on it. So that kind of confirms to me that they should be a little wet. But without almond flour or coconut flour, they didn't cook like any cookies I've known. So I hit a 3-minute, I did it for 12 minutes and it's 12 to 15 minutes. Cooked it another 3 minutes, cooked it another 3 minutes, and then cooked it 2 minutes. So really set it for 12. If you make these, set it for 12 and then watch it like a hawk. And I would say do 1.5 to 2 minute increments to get it just right. Now I'm hoping they're not overdone, but I really don't think they are. They look just about right to me, but I'm just out of my comfort zone because they don't have any grain in them, nothing to cook. So that's good. They'll be better for keto. Now these are 9 carbs each, but they're only 2 net carbs because you have the pecans, the fiber of the pecans and the coconut, and then you have fat, the butter, and the coconut oil. It's late. And then you have the sugar alcohol from the chips. So they're only 2 net carbs, which is pretty good. So I'm going to set them over on this grate here so that they can really cool. But it was about, I think 10 minutes in, I took them off the cookie sheet because I do have the advantage. It's not a flimsy silicone mold. It's sturdy with the edges around it. So I thought it would be okay. Wasn't going to fall anywhere. And they feel hard. I think they felt hard when I put them in wet. So anyway, I'll check back in 20 minutes. If you're enjoying the content, please hit like, give me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel and it encourages me to keep making recipes for you. I really appreciate that you're here on this keto journey with me. Do you know that this week, we just have June 1st today, I'm filming this, 2025, and I started on keto June 4th of 2022. So this is my 3-year ketoversary. I'm so excited to still be on it because, anytime you start a new program, most of us have been on every diet in the world. You never know how long it's going to last. And keto is just so easy because of recipes like magic cookies and ice cream and all the sweets that we can make. I have a vicious sweet tooth. So that was a real deal maker for me. And then I love steak and chops and ribs and burgers and all the meat that you can eat on keto. And so I've just found it to be incredibly easy. And I love sharing recipes with you. So I hope you'll hit subscribe so you can be notified when I have a new video up. Thank you. Well, they've had some time to cool, and I'm going to go ahead and take them out just by popping up the silicone mold. And we can see how wet they are underneath, which is no doubt why the recipe says put them on a paper towel. So we're going to do this to all of them. I do think they look done, and it is really nice. Oh, he lost his side here. It really is nice to have a treat that doesn't have almond flour in it or anything else, no oxalates. A lot of people are getting more and more sensitive to all the different additives in food and the natural occurring things like oxalates in their food. Look at how nice that is. They come right out. I really was tempted to do them in my mini muffin pan. If you have a preference, comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see. I also got some giant molds, like muffin top molds. I am just dying of curiosity to taste one of these and see how good they are. You can see the paper towel really soaked up a lot of that coconut oil and butter. So I'm going to take half of one. See, if I made them in the smaller muffin pan, I could have 3 of them. Okay, well, this guy's falling apart. Let's see. These taste exactly how you would expect them to taste. Pecans, coconut, chocolate chips, white and dark. Remember the old recipe that everyone made at family gatherings that was chips and coconut and I think nuts, and you baked it in a 13x9 pan with sweetened condensed milk and some eggs? I had a feeling this was going to taste like that. My mom used to make that for special occasions because it was just so easy. Again, you throw everything in the pan. I think what I'm going to do with these, and what I would recommend you do, is put them in a baggie in the freezer. I think if you took these out of the freezer and ate them, they would have just a really interesting texture. What do you think? And they're very good and they're very sweet. With just a half a cup of the brown sweetener, the brown sugar sweetener in there, I'm surprised that they're as sweet as they are, but then they've got a lot of chips, and the white chocolate chips are a little harder to see once they're melted. So please comment down below, how long have you been on keto? Is it a year, more than a year, less than a year, 3 years, 5 years? And are you happy with it? Is there anything that you wish was different, something you could do differently? That would be fantastic. I'd love to know where you're at, and I can customize some recipes for you. That would give me great joy. The recipe for this is down below, and I look forward to sharing next time with you. God bless you. Love you. Stay beautiful. This is RJ. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time on Keto Over 50.